Bob from Bob's Workshop. Today I've got a short video for you about making some trees to use on my O-scale Lionel layout. These trees could also be used if you are a gamer and you enjoy playing Dungeons and Dragons or Mordheim or Warhammer, games like that. I learned a lot by watching people who enjoy those games. Mostly, they taught me how to make buildings from foam core. And I've got a few of those on my layout now too. But they needed some vegetation. So on a recent walk, Millie, that's my dog, found a bush with branches that are just about perfect for making scale trees. Here's the video of what I did, and I hope you like it. I didn't know the name of this plant when my dog Millie and I first passed it. Apparently it's called SPIREA and is quite colorful during the summer. In late fall and winter, though, it looks like this. And it started my wheels turning. It looks a lot like a miniature tree that's nearly perfect in scale for my Lionel trains. I'm a pretty budget-conscious person by nature, and except for this spray can of matte finish Mod Podge, this will be a cheap project. Hairspray may also work, but I've used Mod Podge before and I like the product. Only time will tell, but I'm hopeful that the Mod Podge spray will keep these former blossoms attached to their little tiny branches. Right now, these little blossoms still seem to be well attached to the branches, but it's my hope that a heavy coat of Mod Podge spray will keep them in place for at least a few years. To make them look like clusters of leaves, I'll dab a bit of green acrylic craft paint over each one. Maybe a heavy dab, or perhaps even a blob. A single one of these would look good by itself, maybe as a sapling or other small tree, but at some point during this process I realized that several branches bundled together would look like a more mature tree. And the long stems from the donor makes it easy to turn three into one. A bit of thin floral wire will be tightly wound around the branches and shouldn't stand out too much once they're covered with a layer of gel superglue. A 2-pack of gel superglue is about $1.50. One tube is enough for a single tree, maybe even enough for 1.5. The amount that I'm putting on will not dry quickly. It needs to sit overnight, if not even longer. I'm using just a scrap of mat board to spread it and push it into all the gaps. I'm not going to sand the gray putty at all. Tree bark is usually not too smooth. If I thought it would even be noticeable, I could add another layer of putty after this one dries, and then drag the backside of a knife blade up and down the tree's length. That would add texture, but I don't think it's even needed with trees this small. I'm just using browns and tans at this point. It matches the colors of the smaller branches above. But later on, I'll come back with some grays and greens. Most tree trunks seem to be a mixture of those colors. I made a bunch of these trees, at least 6 or 7. I also have this older project that I carved and shaped from XPS foam. It's a sort of park with steps that lead down from a walkway over 2 train tracks. The pine trees are repurposed Department 56 Christmas pieces, and the ornamental grasses are clumps of bristles from old paintbrushes. A pencil is all that's needed to make a hole in the foam base. It's nearly perfect to ensure a snug fit of the new tree. At the top of the steps, I pushed a nail into the foam to add a smaller tree made from just a single branch of the SPIREA bush. This type of model tree is kind of delicate, but so far I've only had a few of the green clusters fall off. Once this module is back on my train table, I think it'll be okay because I don't move things around too often, so I shouldn't be bumping into any of the little branches. I think these new trees look really good, and they add some much needed color to my layout. I'd like to thank my dog Millie for finding the SPIREA bushes that made this project possible. I've got a few more ideas for putting these trees to use, but that will have to wait for another video. Thanks for watching this one, and until next time, this has been Bob's Workshop with Millie. Take care. Did you just wake up? Hello. Were you sleeping?